Good afternoon, my impatience. It is I, Andrew the Android Koloski here. I am live and I'm ready to perform for all of you. I'm ready to talk to all of you. Well, I got my art class today, which I'm obviously looking forward to, which should be exciting. Um, that's a good thing. Uh, I could try to take a nap beforehand because I got up really early, but I don't think I will. I think I'm just gonna live stream for a little bit. So Horn Dog asks me, and let's see if I can find the comment. No, and I can't. Figures. I can't find the comment when the it's on the line. But let's see if I can find it now. La, 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 la. Okay, viewer post comments. Okay, let's see if I can find all the comments. Oh, here we go. I found it. So Horn Dog says, "Wow, these are new revelations. It wasn't the intergender wrestling, but the supermarket psychopath. How did you figure this out?" Well, a few days ago now, a friend hinted at something. I mean, maybe I was reading too much into nothing. The psychopath and the woman whose number I got. The woman I really never had any communication with. I maybe some brief interactions. The psychopath I haven't talked to in years. I did actually run into him briefly at the gym, but he didn't even. It seemed like he didn't even recognize me anymore. Regarding that, though, maybe the reason, obviously some people were trying to say I matched them up, but no, that's not true. It was supposed to be a potential romantic partner for me that he stole from me, and could they potentially be dating? Could nothing bad have happened? Maybe they're still dating to this day. Who the hell knows? I have no idea what happened. Some I'm not gonna give the psychopath a name. Maybe he's not even a psychopath. Maybe they're dating. Maybe they're happily dating, and that's the reason everybody went away. Maybe they're happily in a relationship. Who the hell knows? Somebody says maybe they're all hanging out with Lady Gaga. Yeah, somebody says maybe this is a reflection. Maybe this is all your imagination. Yeah, I like literally. Whatever happened, whatever transpired, I had no nefarious intent, and also I was oblivious. So yeah, maybe I matched people up. No, I didn't match anybody up, but maybe two people. I mean, I it was a potential romantic partner for me, but maybe they're happily, dating to this day. Who the hell knows? Somebody says it's a shame we can't get Dr. Natural's opinion on this. Yeah, I mean he might say it's all fantasy that I'm coming to feelings of conviction of. I literally have no idea what happened. I have no idea what transpired, and I did not have any nefarious intent. Somebody says, "You're barking at the dog in the mirror. It's a reflection. I'm barking at projection, my imagination, delusions. What I think is coming from me. They did nothing wrong. I'm barking at myself. I'm barking at fantasy." That's the reality here. So realize until somebody confirms and corroborates to my face there are nefarious hidden realities, just accept it's delusional. And that's what I shall do. That's what I shall do. Yeah. I kind of misspoke there. Yeah, they would. I did not. I don't even remember. 2009, 2010 is a long time ago. But regardless of what happened, whether good or bad, there was no nefarious intent from me. You know, not even 0.1%, 0%. And some people were trying to say I'm like Grisham Maxwell. I matched them up for nefarious. No, that's not true. Ultimately, it was a potential romantic partner for me that was getting stolen. If something bad happened, hypothetically speaking, I'm like Bill Clinton or Donald Trump. Oblivious. So this is what happened. I have no idea. I have my suspicions. I have my theories. You want to hear my theories of what may have happened? Patrick says this is another tsunami stream. It's delusions, Andrew. Don't come to feelings of conviction about what you're imagining to be true. Yes. Only believe what you have firsthand evidence of. So how you doing today, Patrick? I'm going to have a day where I'm going to go out and socialize with people, which is a good thing. I'm going to go out and socialize with people. Yeah, I got the art class today at 12:30. All right. Somebody says, have you considered getting a reevaluation from Dr. Copland? Well, I'm seeing him next month, in March, which is only a few days away. He gave me a psychosocial evaluation. Actually, I will. I'm getting. Thankfully, he gave me the psychosocial evaluation so I could get on a list for independent housing, and obviously leave this apartment. Yeah, so I got a psychosocial evaluation. I got a physical from my doctor. I may get spa housing or independent housing, and that's a step in the right direction because right now I can't afford this house, and when my mother passes away, obviously I'll potentially be homeless. So if I have independent housing, if my mother, God forbid, passed away, at least I would have a place to live, right? Yeah, no, I said I've done stuff to move forward with the housing. I got a psychosocial evaluation from Dr. Copland. I got a physical, and I'm seeing the caseworker Monday. And I basically sent her text messages. I've sent her, communications that, obviously I want to get this ball rolling, and I'll continue to put the pressure on Monday. So yes. Somebody asks, will you be with your art class friends? Ideally, I would love to, get into some of the same places they're at. That would be nice. But obviously, I'll see what they can get me. Ideally, would it be nice to be in the same place as your friends? That way, you're like neighbors. Yes, it'd be like Seinfeld, maybe. Oh, I got my neighbor here. But ideally, they're going to place you where they place you, right? You know what I mean? I'd be like Kramer bursting into everyone's apartment, and I'm just joking, obviously. Oh, I'm going to go through your refrigerator at the independent housing. A non-racist version of Kramer, that is. A non-racist Michael. I don't know why that narrative stuck. He did go on a racist rant, but I don't know. Somebody says, hopefully it's in a good neighborhood. Yes. You don't want to be in the hood. You don't want to be in the ghetto. Because that could be dangerous, Somebody says, "Hello, Andrew. How art thou, guys? How art thou?" La 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 la. Living in the sunlight, loving. Hello, my dear friends. It is I, Tiny Tim. Living in the sunlight, laughing in the moonlight. So he says, is the person from the supermarket, is the person you emailed America's Most Wanted about? No, it's a different person. Long story, and I don't feel like getting into it. You know, unless people really want info. I don't want to share too much information because this all might be fantasy. This all might be in my imagination. You know. Patrick says, no, I mean, I know Dr. Natural or Dr. I don't want to say his name anymore since I haven't talked to him in like 2 or 3 years. But he obviously, when I started going down these delusional rabbit holes, like saying, "Oh, I believe, Taylor Swift is watching me through the internet, and some of the cyberbullies I'm interacting with are Taylor Swift," and I started coming to feelings of conviction about my imagination. He said, "Don't even go down this rabbit hole. Don't even indulge this. Realize fantasy is getting carried away. Realize you're coming to feelings of conviction about comforting daydreams because you want to be rich, famous, and interesting. And realize your life is sad and empty, obviously, but, and the source of your self esteem is daydreaming about Taylor Swift. But, ultimately, don't even indulge this. Don't even indulge fantasy. Only indulge things you have evidence of. Only indulge things that are corroborated by others. I get you don't have a romantic partner or a girlfriend. I get you have no life. I get your parents are cranky and irritable and you're home all day, every day with them in a powder keg environment. But don't daydream about Taylor Swift, and especially don't indulge the daydreams. Catch it, check it, change it, and fight it off. So that's that. I mean, I know people like hearing delusional stories that might get escalated and come into feelings of conviction about fantasy because it's fun. But really, it's like Taylor Swift. It's like, don't even indulge this. Don't go down the rabbit hole. Realize I'm coming to feelings of conviction about what I'm imagining to be true. Stop, put on the brakes, catch it, check it, change it. Somebody says, "What does bunkum mean?" I know my father used it in a text message conversation. Let's Google that. Let's see what that word means. Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Let's Google it. I don't even know what that word means, but Erie certainly doesn't know either. Let's see what that word means. It means insincere, nonsensical, or ridiculous talk. So I was accusing them of pharmacologically abusing me, and my father said, "That's bunkum. That's bunkum." So he says, "It sounds suggestive." Yeah, I accused him of using that to narcissistically rage bait me, but he denied it, and he said, "Get help. Talk to your doctor." I accused him, I agree. I thought it sounded suggestive, and he was trying to make me get angry, but he says he wasn't. All right. So I just had a cheeseburger. Yeah, I'm like the USA men's hockey team. What do people think about Donald Trump serving the men's USA hockey gold medalists McDonald's as their food? What are your guys' thoughts on that? I know if I were ever invited to the White House, I would hope master chefs would prepare my food for me. I would hope I would get some of the best food in the world. Um, I would not want to eat fast food burgers that I could get from down the block. Right? Um, was he disrespecting these athletes by serving them burgers? Because Well-conditioned athletes, I don't think would really want to eat McDonald's. Um, I mean, or does Trump genuinely think these athletes want to eat that? I mean, is he saying to them disrespectfully, "Congratulations on winning your gold medal, but you guys don't deserve to be here at the White House. You don't deserve to meet me, the president of the USA"? Or does he really think, these athletes want to eat burgers, I mean, it's not a big deal. It's just a US hockey team. Most of these are professional athletes who are eating the best foods anyway, but it's just disrespectful, you know. Somebody says, it's like something a comic book supervillain would do, like, "Well, I'm going to serve you fast food burgers." And would Trump serve McDonald's to Vladimir Putin of Russia? Would he serve McDonald's to Kim Jong Un of North Korea? I don't think so, because it would be disrespectful, like you were spitting in their eye. But that's who he should serve it to, right? They say there's a big difference between hockey players and world leaders. You're trying to negotiate with people who have a lot of power. Hockey players are just pretentious millionaires who are playing a sport. But yeah, still, you go to the White House, you want to get served world-class food by master chefs. You don't want to eat cheeseburgers, So if I ever go to the White House, I'm just putting it out there. Don't disrespectfully serve me McDonald's. You got to serve me award-winning food. So hypothetically speaking, if Donald Trump's like, "Wow, I find your story inspiring, Andrew. I want to meet you." If I'm served cheeseburgers, I'll be pretty upset. I want the excellent food. Mm-hmm. Princess Chiba or Erie says, "Do you think Ghislaine Maxwell should stay in jail?" Well, I'm not an expert on the Epstein files. I don't know exactly what she did, but apparently she was nefarious and she was heavily involved and she was aware of what was going on. So my natural reaction is to say yes, but I'm not an expert on the Epstein files. I literally don't know exactly what she did. You know what I mean? Whew. Is the live chat frozen? Nobody's communicating here. Hello, anybody out there? Uh-oh, I think we might have gotten frozen. I'm gonna say, "Hey." Let's see if that sparks a chat. Hey, okay, maybe it's not frozen. Maybe people have just gone silent. Yeah, Patrick says it's important to not indulge in fantasies. It's a true statement. Put on the brakes and catch it, check it, change it, and don't indulge. TB says Donald Trump is an all-American guy. That's why he doesn't have fancy chefs, and that's why he only eats McDonald's. Maybe, TB, maybe. Maybe kind of like Elon Musk drinking Diet Coke. Maybe Donald Trump really eats McDonald's. I think they're billionaires who probably eaten all the best foods. I don't know why they eat, but yeah. All right. Anyone here? Hola! It's like Pink Floyd. Anybody out there? Anybody out there? Should I get some coffee? I don't know. I'm getting tired now, but I got the art class at 1 p.m. So hello, testing. Is this thing on? Can anybody hear me? Is anyone out there? Is there anybody out there? Anybody ever hear the album The Wall by Pink Floyd? Mippets says, "Just admit it." Just admit what, Mippets? Just admit what? Admit what? I shall be honest and transparent. He says, admit it. He says, whatever it is. Yeah. You know, I will admit it. Yeah, this, I don't know. Elaborate. I'll go into topics. I don't want to indulge in fantasy though. Um, Admit it. Admit it. Confess it. Tell me the truth. Tell me the goddamn truth. Admit it. Confess it. That sounds like me for the past 6 years to my parents. Admit it. Confess it. Tell me the goddamn truth. They're like, we are. We are telling you the goddamn truth. You're just, you know. So this is, what if they're not? I guess people are capable of lying. I guess people are capable of being dishonest with you. But try to give them the benefit of the doubt. Try to accept face value is true. If people have a good track record of honesty and transparency, then take them at their word. I mean, people can lie, obviously, but yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to trust people. Uh, you know, it's good to trust people. I realize there are bad people who deceive and have bad intentions, but you know, not everybody is like that. And I mean, I'm not saying be a sucker and naively trust everybody, but Mippets says, "I don't trust anyone. Most people don't deserve trust anyway." Okay, that's fair, Mippets. If you don't trust anyone, then good. You know, it's good. You know, you don't have to. You know, that's your right as an American citizen. And I see your avatar is that of an American flag. You're right as an American citizen to not trust anyone. You know, honestly though, I'm not gonna. You know, I'm a lot like you. Lately, I have a hard time trusting people and thinking people are being honest with me too. I think people have deceived and betrayed me. So yeah, I'm not going to pretend like I just trust everyone because that's not so. But sometimes you know it's psychosis that is making you think people are lying when they are actually being honest and transparent. You know. So. So you got to keep that in mind. You got to keep that in mind. You know, Mippet says psychosis makes everyone look nefarious. Yeah. We got Hess in the house who says, "Good afternoon, Andrew. Good afternoon to you too. Good afternoon to you too." All right. Anybody want to see me do some nasal mist? I was doing this because Erie was making fun of me for not breathing through my mouth. I'm trying to breathe through my nose. Yeah, here we go. It's saline nasal